Hey everybody, it's Benny One, and I'm back at you with another movie review. And today we're reviewing another DCEU movie in the timeline that we got going on. We're doing Suicide Squad, everybody. The David Ayers Suicide Squad movie. That this was the first DCEU movie that the Warner Brothers studio stepped in and actually did a lot of too much involvement. Honestly, they messed with the movie. They did a bunch of reshoots. They brought in the company that made the trailers to actually put the movie together, which makes no sense at all. Which is very strange. But yeah, this was directed by David Ayers. He's the guy that actually helped Christopher Nolan do the Dark Knight trilogy and work on Man of Steel also, and Batman vs. Superman. So, and this movie does follow the timeline after Batman vs. Superman because it does mention that Superman is dead. We get a little bat flick in this movie. We get to see him taking down the Joker and Harley Quinn and Deadshot, actually, which is the one thing I really enjoy about this movie is that I like the way they introduce each member of the Suicide Squad with Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, who does an amazing job playing Amanda Waller, to tell you the truth. She kind of introduces each character with a little backstory of why they're in the Belle Reve prison that they're all in. And I really enjoy that. Some people don't like that about this movie, but I like it. I like the way it was presented, the way they did it. And the cast overall in this movie is great. Will Smith and Margot Robbie and Viola Davis are the standouts for me. I enjoy Will Smith's Deadshot. Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, amazing. Amazing. And she continues that on in Birds of Prey. Viola Davis does an amazing job playing Amanda Waller. And then we also have Jide Courtney. He plays, Kidman. Jesus. He plays Captain Boomerang. Let's see here. What else is really cool about the movie? We get to actually see Ezra Miller in his Flash costume in this movie when he captures Captain Boomerang, in which, if a lot of you know the comics, Captain Boomerang is one of the Flash's main villains. So that's pretty cool to see that. And then, honestly, the first hour of the movie I enjoy. It's when they're introducing everybody. They're showing them at the prison, showing them getting recruited. Like, there's a really cool scene with Deadshot showing off what he can do at the Belle Reve prison with the guns. He's like, y'all are crazy giving me a bunch of loaded weapons. And that was a cool scene. But then when they get to the actual part of the story with the Enchantress and her brother, and she does this crazy little hula creepy dance thing. She's building this machine thing. And they have a bunch of CG goons, and her brother's a big CG bad guy. The story falls flat. It's a mess. It's a hot mess when that all kicks in, and it's probably not even quite an hour into the movie when it kicks in. It really drags the movie down, unfortunately for me. This movie is not one of my favorite DCEU movies. I think maybe if David Ayers could get his director's cut of this movie, because there is an extended edition, kind of like Batman vs. Superman, but there is a director's cut that he did say it's out there. It could be put together, so maybe after the Snyder cut, maybe they'll let him put it together. You never know. But it probably would be a better product. So I kind of feel like I'm almost saying the same thing with Batman vs. Superman is I enjoyed the first half of this movie a lot more than the second half. This one, it's not quite the first half. It's a little less than that. It gets into that whole territory of the big bad CG villain in the final. It does. The story's a mess once they get into the whole actual act of what they're going after, who they're rescuing. Like, there's a part in the movie where they rescue the person that they're sent to rescue, but they're not told who they're going to rescue. But then they find out it's friggin' Amanda Waller. They rescue her, they get her on the helicopter, and not even 30 seconds later, her helicopter crashes again. just down the street in Midway City, and then they have to go rescue her again. That's not good writing. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not. I'm not a writer. I don't write movies, but I just felt like that was stupid and lazy. They're like, oh, let's just crash her helicopter. They got to rescue her again. Oh, and the Joker. Ooh, the Joker. Jared Leto's Joker, not my favorite Joker at all. He's a gangster. I don't know what they were going for with it, honestly. I don't care about the look of him, the tattoos and the slicked back green hair, because he looks like that in the comics, and like the silver teeth. I don't care about that, but they had a bunch of his scenes cut out of the movie, I guess. I guess he shot a ton of stuff to be put in the movie, but they didn't put it in there, so, but yeah, not a good Joker at all. Wasn't a fan. So overall, I'm going to give this movie a 6.5 out of 10. It's enjoyable to watch, but it's a very, very weak movie in this franchise of movies. So 6.5 out of 10 for Suicide Squad, everybody. I'm jacked for the new one that James Gunn is doing, though. Looks fantastic. And we do have a few returning characters in that, so I'm excited for that shit. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Thanks for watching, and I'll be catching you on YouTube later because I have spoken.